Hi, I'm Peter Wells. I know a few of you might be boxing fans and might recognise my name. I've written for websites like Boxing News 24 and Eastside Boxing. I've written lots of articles. I've also written for World in Sport. Nor is really a common website to be used. So this is my first video. And first of all, I'd like to talk about Devin Alexander and Kell Brook, what should now be a set-up fight. Fortunately for Kell Brook, with Devin Alexander winning the title off Randall Bailey, it's going to be a tough one to make, because now Devin Alexander has a defence, he has a mandatory and voluntary defence, so really could defend against anybody. Now I've read, I don't know if any of you read, I read at boxingscene.com yesterday that Devin Alexander's told Kell Brook's team they want to fight in America, which to me, probably a lot of you, isn't a surprise. He's the champion, Kell Brook's a challenger. He's not going to be really going over to America. Thankfully for Kell Brook, he's fought in America 4 fights early in his career, which a lot of boxers do. You know, you've seen Nathan Cleverly fought in America early on in his career, now making a title defence over there. So they've got used to it. Kell Brook's now used to it, fought a lower key opposition, and now he's going to be fighting a top fighter in Devin Alexander. To be honest, it could be a great fight. I'm sure it'll be better than his fight with Randall Bailey. And most likely, just like with Nathan Cleverly, probably won't be a main event fight. Kell Brook is quite known over in America. I don't know, there's probably a few American fans there probably thinking, who the hell's Kell Brook? Never heard of him. And like, I don't know, there's probably some of you that a lot of them really know him. So Devin Alexander's fight with Randall Bailey wasn't the most exciting, was it? You know, I enjoyed it. You know, you always had that feeling that Randall Bailey would open up in the final rounds, but unlike against Mike Jones, who learnt the power of Randall Bailey the bad way, really, took it to him, never found out. So unfortunately, it never lived up to the expectation of hype. I'd hyped in my preview, and I'd said it was going to be one of the fights of the night, so I think I felt a bit stupid after. But I think with Kell Brook, much like with Lucas Maffei, Juan Durango, he's a lot better fighter than Devin Alexander when he's put under pressure, when he's given something to think about. Like people coming out who probably saw Devin Alexander the first time, probably thinking, this kid's crap, he can't do much, he's like, just walks backwards, doesn't do much, not exciting fighter. But without putting too much blame on Randall Bailey, you've got to imagine he's getting on now, he's past his best. You look at the Mike Jones fight, and Mike Jones dominated him for the whole fight. He was in his 11th round, I believe. He caught him in the round before. Warning signs were there. Unfortunately, Mike Jones didn't know something happened against Jesus Soto Crass. He got caught a bit late in that a couple of times, but luckily survived that for a close decision, then dominated the rematch. I think if you put Mike Jones in straight away with a rematch with Randall Bailey, he probably would. The simple thing is, he would have won. Like, Devin Alexander just took what really he knew he was going to take. He was coming in almost as a champion, because all he needed to do was just fight his fight, not get caught on the chin, and he was going to win that fight, and he did. So now Kell Brook got a great win over Hector Saldivia, who, let's be honest, isn't the greatest fighter. Got knocked out in one round by Said Quali. I don't know who you say Said Quali, I say Said Quali. It could be Uali, I don't know. Said Quali, I think sounds better. But anyway, got knocked out by him in a round, and I saw that fight just before the Kell Brook fight to get an idea of Saldivia. Caught Said in the first shot of the match. And then after that, went for the knockout. Said caught him twice, caught him a couple of good shots, knocked him down twice before it was over. So really, he hasn't got the best of chins, unlike Kell Brook. And I could say in the first round, I said I think decision for Kell Brook. Probably thought he could stop him late if he'd like turn it up. I thought like Kell's going to fight this smart, which he really did. Like, he could have knocked him out first round, second round. He could have knocked him out when he liked in the end. You're lucky he just caught him a really good shot, snapped his head right back. A lot of people were saying it probably wasn't the best shot, but you see the way Saldivia moved his head, just jolted his head right back, so it's clean shot, knocked his senses a bit. Referee did the right thing, stopping the fight, because that was the second knockdown of the fight, wasn't it? And I don't think he'd have done much better than that. He probably could have survived the fight, I don't know. But I think Kel turned up. Kel would have got in confidence, and that's what he was doing. First 2 rounds, even when he knocked him down, he wasn't really going for it. So really, I don't think that fight proved much for Kel. Carson Jones fight proved a lot more. I think Carson Jones rematch would have proved a lot more if he'd have dominated Carson that time. You know, Carson Jones fighting Lee Purdy next. That could be an interesting fight, December. If he wins that looks good for Kel, looks really good for Kel. If Lee Purdy dominates him, he might not. Obviously that's a very interesting fight, get onto that another time, but Lee Purdy, great starter, showed in his last fight, he's a really good starter, really good puncher. Carson Jones really slow against Brook, but come on, strong in the second half. Don't expect him to start that slow in that fight. Could be a real classic for as long as it lasts. But if I was to put my money down now, I'd probably say Carson Jones. He's got better pedigree, he's fought in a better position, he's confident after that Brook second half performance. So I think he would win that. It would bode well for Brook, it would make him look a lot better, wouldn't it, really? If Carson Jones went and dominated that fight. So then for Brook, it's fighting Devin Alexander obviously next. You know, they don't want any more warm-up fights. Not really much to warm up to in the welterweight division. So he could fight fighters like Saquale, Selvig Aidin's another fighter who could fight. But then when you're moving into the top 10, that's kind of where Devin Alexander is. He hasn't proven himself that much in the welterweight division yet. Like Marcus Madonna was moving up as well. Did really well against Madonna. Some people have already forgot about that. He dominated him. You know, not many fighters will dominate Marcus Madonna, and he did it. And then Madonna come back, dominated. Well, not dominated. It was a close fight against Sotograss, but in the end, overpowered him. You could say there was only one ending there. So that was a really great win for Devin Alexander, moving up to welterweight. And then beating Randall Bailey. Can only beat what was put in front of him. So far, apart from the Tim Bradley fight, he's done that. The only other fight he struggled with was Lucas Maffisa, and who hasn't struggled with Lucas Maffisa? Like, you could say he's won every single fight in his career so far. Maffisa, Zab Judah, and Devin Alexander, 2 very close fights, controversial fights that most people, including myself, thought Maffisa had won. Still, it was a close fight against for Devin Alexander against Maffisa. Kept it close all the way. Probably was that knockdown that Alexander suffered that should have swung it in Maffisa's favour. But he didn't, so he got the decision. He'll be happy with that. But it was a close fight, and I think he knew, his home crowd knew he'd lost. Let's be honest with that. Like Katalnik as well, he struggled with Katalnik. That's kind of fight that Brook wants to watch. Don't watch the Randall Bailey fight. He's gonna watch that. Don't watch it. He ain't gonna give him any idea on what kind of fight he's taking on. Because that wasn't Devin Alexander you were gonna be fighting. Because you're gonna put him under pressure. You're gonna be throwing a lot more shots than Randall Bailey. Not just looking for one right hand that you never throw. Katalnik, come forward fighter. You know, Amir Khan, sorry. Dominate. Brook would dominate Andre Katalnik easily. So he's got to look at that fight. What did Katalnik do in that fight to make Devin Alexander struggle? Tim Bradley fight much the same. What did Tim Bradley do to neutralise the speed of Devin Alexander? Like, Bradley's not the fastest fighter, you know. And yeah, Devin Alexander wasn't moving like he did. Like, I watched the one Urango fight, and I've got that on DVD. I was mesmerised with what Devin Alexander did in that fight. And after watching that, I was like, Devin Alexander's next best thing. Floyd Mayweather type fighter, you know, could be right up there at the top. And since then, he's never really lived up to his expectation. Like when he was fighting Katalnik, I thought, yeah, he should dominate this. And then when I saw the result in the morning, like close results, thinking that didn't go to plan for him. And then reading that Katalnik could have won it. Some people thought Kell won it. I was shocked, and suddenly started to creep into doubt that he's not as good as first force. Like Urango's great fighter, way past his best now, but you know the war he did to Ricky Hatton couldn't get him out of there. Fought Randall Bailey as well. He's fought some top fighters. I can't remember all the fighters, but he fought some top fighters. That was a great win for Devin Alexander, but since that he's never really lived up to it. Like I kind of predicted, I went with a bold prediction against Bailey. I said he could stop him late because I was thinking, you know, he knocked out Urango, quality punches in that fight, but he never really let him go in this fight. When he did, he put him back on the back foot. It never ever looked like a stoppage, unfortunately. He could have done with one, but it never looked like it. So maybe this is going to give more confidence to Kell Brook, obviously. I read a tweet straight after the fight by Eddie Hearn saying, you got the good news and the bad news. Devin Alexander, good news, you're the world champion. Bad news, you got to fight Kell Brook next. We'll see about that, but Kell's proved himself well against the opposition he's fought. You know, whether he's got the power against top fighters, he never had the power at all against Carson Jones to stop him. He staggered him a few times, put him on the back foot a few times, but mainly with combinations, quick combinations. That's his key. That's his key. So I don't think he's got the punching power to hurt Alexander. Apart from the Mafisa fight where he dropped him, never really seen Alexander hurt. I haven't watched any of the early fights before Urango, so I can't judge on that bit. But the top class opposition, I haven't seen him hurt, so Kell Brook will probably be fighting for a decision in that fight. The fact of being in America, I don't think that's a concern. There's been bad decisions in America. It usually happens when a fighter, you know, the fight's in a hometown. It may not, I doubt it will happen in St. Louis. The most likely scenario will be, as I say, will be an undercard, something like Danny Garcia, Lucas Mafisa fight, with Mafisa being the main event, being his mandatory challenge. That'll be the main event, so it'll probably be on an undercard. Golden Boy, they've got so many fighters that they can just stack the cards up now full of them, like they did last weekend. Like he was the first one on there. You know, he was below Peter Quillen, Manny Nagy, and Danny Garcia, so that will probably be the case against Kell Brook. He might be higher up in the order, being a two, you know, Alexander Norris defeated, but Kell Brook undefeated, got a good reputation over here in Great Britain as the next best thing, you know. So we'd have to say about that. But it'll be a great fight. It'll be one either fighter can win. It'll be down to, I think it'll be down to really tactics, what they do specifically to change the fight so they can win it. I think Kell Brook, they say, is not going to look at that Randall Bailey fight. They kept saying, I was watching on Box Nation, commentators kept saying, no, Kell Brook's licking his lips at the idea of fighting these guys. But, you know, Kell Brook's not going to get in the ring, and Alexander's not going to throw that little punches. And, you know, he's an awkward style. I said in my preview as well, he's got a rapid work rate, Devin Alexander. And he usually does, watching his fights against, when he's put under pressure like it was against Urango, Mafisa, he throws a rapid amount of punches. Throws right from the hip. A lot of swing on them punches, a lot of snap. You know, he's got that Ricky Hatton style grunt when he throws the punches. He does a lot right. He's technically good. Good jab. Good backhand. He's got a great uppercut. He's got long arms as well, so that uppercut's always key for him. So Kell Brook's going to have to watch that. Now, the fact is, Kell Brook's going to be on the front foot. Devin Alexander likes the back foot. He's going to take that, but when Devin Alexander sees a chance to take charge, he'll take it. So Kell Brook's got to put the performance of his career on against Devin Alexander. It's his step up. Beats Devin Alexander. He's right up there. You know, he's got